pernicious aspects of it is that it is feeding among some of our fellow Americans a mindset of conspiracy, a mindset of mistrust of our institutions, of government, of each other. And if you go down to the depths of that conspiratorial thinking, to not the 40%, the 30%, the 20%, but people who really have a crazy way of thinking and looking at the world, you are encouraging, you are enabling, you are legitimizing a way of thinking that results in synagogues in New Jersey having to hire armed security. Because we know where that threat is coming from right now. When that horrible attack happened in Pittsburgh at the Tree of Life Synagogue, it did not escape my attention, and I'm sure it did not escape yours, that the man who fired the shots, before he went in there, he put a rant on social media about how immigrants are invading America. He was talking about the caravans invading America. And why did he go to a synagogue? Because he believed the Jews were paying for the immigrants invading America because of this wonderful organization, HIAS, the Hebrew Immigrant Aid Society, which does in fact support refugees, just like you do here in this synagogue. And then when a man went into a mosque in Christchurch and committed that horrible massacre, what did he say in his rant on social media? Exactly the same thing. Immigrants are invading. Where did they get this idea? Who is legitimizing that way of thinking? There have always been crazy people amongst us. There always will be. But in the past, they felt alone. They felt like nobody listened to them. Nobody was amplifying their beliefs. And now, from the very top, you've got a voice that is telling them maybe you're not so crazy. Maybe the FBI and law enforcement really are an evil cabal that is aligned with the globalists. You know what they mean when they say globalists, right? To conspire against good, hard-working Americans like us. And maybe somebody should do something about it. And the result is, again, we have to hire security at a synagogue, at a mosque, at an African-American church. The good news is, out of that darkness, that it brings all of us together. Because there are a lot of things we disagree on as Americans legitimately. Economic policy, social policy, things we'll always argue about, and that's fine. But this kind of threat, I think, brings all of us together, or should bring most of us together as Americans who care about the safety and security of our communities and the common decency of our country. And I'm hoping that out of this crisis that we are having in our politics, we can find that kind of unity, and that we can come out of this difficult period in our political history, not just having survived it, we can come out being stronger and wiser than we were before it started. Because we will learn as we come out of it that we can't take anything for granted, even in America. This country that we came to, that our parents, that our grandparents came to from Europe and Asia and Africa and places that experience so much violence and strife because we think it's safe here, we learned that, well, it's only as good as what we make it to be. That democracy requires eternal vigilance, as many people have said in the past. And I think that wisdom will carry us forward for at least a generation or two before we have to do it all over again, because that is the cycle of history. So, that's my focus, practical.